know, like heaters on it.
Sales on the cheaters.
Yeah, it's really cool. So what they do is we supply the wood.
Yeah.
House, wood through there, and we can all that stuff, and then we can donate.
Yeah, you've been. 16. I think they're influenced.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to memorize it. I think I can get ready.
This is Jeremy's last day.
It'd be two of them. We're gonna take one out.
Yeah. Yeah, grab it. As long as you got.
Yeah, we have nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, pull up. I tried to save whatever I could save was AC drive. And then it pulls it up. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I can't read.
It's running.
You actually want to look at the agenda.
You get a Dan here in a little bit.
And June does.
I don't know, like Lori's not gonna, it's not in today.
She said she wasn't.
Krista would probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate my friends.
Yeah, it's half an hour.
It's 8:30. I call the meeting to order the Justice Youth and Extension Committee. But to get a chance to look at the minutes. So I'd entertain a motion to approve. I'll move. Second,
Not gonna.
all in favor to approve the minutes, signify by aye. Aye. It's approved. Okay. Is Rich here? Okay.
Work on Fridays and he wasn't here Wednesday when your meeting is canceled to know to come in.
Okay,
Because he couldn't make it in Wednesday.
all right. CJCC.
That would be him too.
Okay, that's right, never mind. Recovery Court.
I really got, I don't really have a lot. We have, currently, we have 3 participants, with one more starting next Wednesday. We don't have any travel this month, but next month, 5 of the team members will be going to, Kalahari for the, Wisconsin Treatment Court Providers Conference. So we're gonna request for out of county travel for that. That's all we have right now.
Okay, so you'll submit that next month?
Yeah, it won't, yeah, because the conference isn't until the end of April, so we'll submit it on April 1st. I think you guys got that email that I sent with the budget from the TAD grant from last time, so everything is all updated and good to go.
Right. Questions?
All right, thank you.
DA.
Nice. So I sent out our numbers. Nothing is substantially changing from previous months. Did get some good news from DHHS. A lot of the reimbursement funding for Rich's RRYP position is going to be a lot higher than we had anticipated for this year. So that's and other than that, everything is pretty much on track. So we have 3 days of jury trial scheduled next week, 1 in April, and then about half of May is filled up with jury trials. So that's going to be our next big crazy time period. Nothing new. So, any questions at all for me?
All right, thank you. Good court, Lori's not here. Extension office.
No report.
Trails and camp business.
Right, on the. Keyboard. Um. Everything is up to date. Just wanted to show you the calendar. Look at that. That's our June.
So,
Cool.
That's our July.
that's great.
Every weekend in August. And then the most beautiful time of the year to be out there, we just have a wedding. So we do have some openings, but we're jam-packed until then. So crossing our fingers, nothing goes wrong. There's really nothing happening out there right now. But yeah, booking is a very busy time of the year for me in booking. Couple of the months in 2026 already look. Yeah, so it's crazy time for.
It's early for
Trails End.
September too. September.
Yeah, I'm sure some of these will fill up with, something will come about. But yeah, I just had a call yesterday to book. They want to come in, they wanted a weekend in August, but they're gonna come these 4 days. So I just got that usage agreement yesterday. And then they already booked a full 5 days in August of next year. So, and this is a brand new group. I said, have you been on our website? Oh yeah, I looked at your video. We love it. We want to come, but we want more days. So, hey, that's so, yeah, so lots of usage at Trails End. That's all I have.
You? Fair business.
I don't have anything really to report. We are just continuing to plan we'll meet again the end of March. Trying to get some stuff for the demo derby finalized and was hoping to have for this meeting, but we're not ready. Otherwise, it's pretty much.
When was the bathroom project gonna start?
Brad, is
This year?
yes, it'll be this year.
We don't have a set date yet.
Okay.
Still waiting for,
You got a contractor.
yes. Yep, contract is signed and all the information's in.
Okay.
I assume probably as soon as weather permits, they'll probably get in there and start.
What it sounds like.
getting it.
Plus you can ask them, is that? Oh. Like the bleachers, she's asking about bleachers and. Well,
And I was wondering about $1,000 for bleacher rentals.
it's actually quite a bit more than that.
Yes, that's the down payment.
Okay.
$1,000 was due upon signing of the contract.
For what?
Bleachers that we rent for the north
Oh,
side. I
yeah.
want to say it's more like 7,000 total, but
The wood carving show,
yes,
Same thing, down payment on a contract.
that's new this year.
then the link fence, where is that one going?
What did you say?
The fence,
Chain links.
chain link fence.
Oh,
Darn.
sorry, I've never used this laptop before.
She's showing you those there.
We'll go from about here to about there. And water lines will be run for here, because we'll have vendors here that will need water hookup.
Those are also fairgrounds campsites, correct?
Yep, these
So that's
are
not fair.
new campground maps. So yes, these panels have, uh, 50 amp, the big campers, they want the better electric. So these are the ones that have that. So, so we'll have our food vendors down here and here. And plus we have a very large camping group coming in with 20 fifth wheelers. And they're gonna need some more water hookups. So we will now be able to offer some sites with water right here. So.
That's not fair, just to clarify. They're coming, that's fairgrounds. So that's county, what she's talking about, not fair.
The website,
So we hired, remember the name, Nikki Trot.
Yep, Nikki do not.
Redo the fair website. Up a little bit more to neat. Look a little nicer. We're not IT people, so
So that, Lois, it's up here. This is the new Rusk County Fair website. And our old one was a free Wix site and it was very hard to look at things on your phone. And so now this one's much more user friendly.
the windows for the chuck wagon. Is there too or no?
that's fair. So, yep, so we are redoing that building and it's really dilapidated. And so we have putting a roof, siding, windows, kind of everything in that building. And that's all fair, not county. It's being completely done by the fair. So they're already bought. We just have to pick them up. They were we got them from Weather Shield local here, so.
Yep, and we had budgeted $25,000 to grade that building. So it's already in the budget.
Thank you.
Yes.
Other questions for Jess? All right, fair contracts.
Oh, we have no fair
Um,
at this time.
Usage agreement.
Yeah, fairgrounds, we have a lot, but not fair.
okay, all right, so fairgrounds business, fairgrounds report. Oh, I guess that was probably,
Bathrooms got approved. That's the biggest thing. But otherwise, yeah, they plow the loop. Yeah. Nothing other than, usage is getting better out there. We'll have 2 big camping groups coming, so camping revenue should be way over budget at the fairgrounds this year. I think,
Good way. Over budget.
yeah, over budget in a good way.
that's a good thing. Okay, fairground usage agreements.
Okay, so you've heard me talk about this one. This is the one that'll, all the big RVs. They just hadn't given me their usage agreement yet. So the FMCA Badger RV Rally, this is a brand new group. They're coming in the 10th, leaving on the 13th. Now that's the main group. They are using the chuck wagon that was approved by the fair. Because they have a meeting and, they need some place to eat and stuff. So that it's pretty much only going to be camping, plus they'll be using the chuck wagon. So, and I did give them a heads up about, because we'll be under construction. So, yeah, we do have a portable temporary shower sink toilet unit that we're going to put here by the dumping station. I just told them where the 30 amps were, where the 50 amps were. We do have a circus coming that'll be in this central area here. So I told them, because some of their members might come in early, so then they'll get there and then they can show the others where to go and where to hook up, that type of thing. So I said, just don't be here until after the circus. So, so there's that.
I have a question. So I thought did we or did we not decide that the chuck wagon would be for fair use only?
Yes, but the fair met and approved this
Oh, okay.
last October. Yeah, yeah.
Fine.
Otherwise, I think you're gonna wanna do the Blue Hills one separately. And is Cheyenne here? Nope. Okay, so this one is, the Northland Mardi Gras. They are having, it's kind of like NASCAR on water, very fast boats. And so they are requesting the west parking area. So I'm gonna pull back up the map here. So they want to have a shuttle on Saturday and Sunday of Mardi Gras, where the shuttle will pick them up here and then their parking will be in here. So that is the west area. That is $300 a day. Typically, in the past with the Mardi Gras, they have offset the fees with advertising for the fair. So I would recommend that you approve that with that condition. But that's what they want to do. They're well aware, and those people that are coming to do the races, they will be staying at the fairgrounds. So we're getting more camping revenue. So they'll mainly be parking here, here, and here, or camping. So it's another great use of the fairgrounds. I think that's all I had for usage agreements outside of the Pony Club, which we'll be talking about separately.
Okay.
So just those two.
Were they doing high-speed boats?
Yeah, I'm not sure the real name, but that's how she described it to me.
You're gonna jump over the
NASCAR on water.
stream or?
They come in, they're gonna, race fast on the
Mostly
water.
drag race type, mostly drag race type on water, basically.
Cool.
It's gonna be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, and they'll be performing, Saturday and Sunday at the Mardi Gras.
Sweet.
So, yeah. Yeah.
So at this time, you're looking for a motion to approve this.
Approve those, yes.
But-
And then, with the condition that, we waive user fees to, continue with advertising.
But not the other one yet, because
Pony Club do separate,
yeah.
separate, so.
that one you said you didn't.
This one is, yes, you can just go ahead and approve that. The only thing they're gonna be paying is camping.
Okay.
I'll move to approve it.
Both funds.
Second.
So a motion has been made to approve usage agreements for the Northland Mardi Gras and MCA Badger RV Rally. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Carries. All right, do we want to get into the Blue Hills now?
That's up to you if you want to change the order of the agenda.
Oh, okay. This, the. All right, so I'm sorry. Allowing other entities to utilize the Rusk County Fairgrounds. Someone that wants to address that here? The Corsinger.
Okay, so I am the elected representative for District 13, Rusk County Board. And I'm also obviously a citizen of Rusk County. I mean, I speak to a lot of people just in my job, and because I'm a county board supervisor, I can't say that I've spoke to one person that wants to limit the use of the fairgrounds and to limit who can and who can't use it. Whether it's a car show or a circus or a dog show or a pony show or a rodeo should be utilized. There's lots of money that's been spent there. There's lots of, citizen money spent there that we should try to recuperate back and to utilize that and to bring people to the county for whatever reason, bring them to spend money at the Quick Trip and at the Dairy Queen and at the Holiday. And I don't think the motels and all of them, I don't think they care what the people come to town for. I think they just care that they're here, spending their money. I spoke with, on the other issue of the rodeo and the whole wetland issue, I happened to speak with, what's the DNR guy's name though?
Dan Harrington.
Dan Harrington. Spoke with Dan Harrington, who is a Spooner native, and he works out of Spooner office now for the DNR. And I had said how we were having this rodeo was gonna possibly happen on Doughty Road on that section there. And there was some wetland concerns and he pretty much asked, why is it not happening in the fairgrounds? And I said, well, there's just some thoughts that it's gonna damage the fair and it's gonna hurt the fair. And he said, I'm a Spooner native. I was in 4-H. I was in the fair program. The Spooner rodeo does not damage the fair. For them, it doesn't. It doesn't hurt them. That's what he told me. So
Spooner have a fair or a rodeo as well, the fair?
Huh?
Does the Spooner Fair also have a rodeo?
that I don't know. I didn't ask that. He said it doesn't hurt the attendance at the fair. That's irrelevant of, I think that as a county, we need to encourage as much tourism and as much visiting to our county as we can, for whatever purpose. I don't think as a county, or me as a county board member, that I was elected to show favoritism to one or entity or one, or, I mean, it's what's best for the county as a whole. That's how I think we need to think. I think that, like I said, no matter what use is proposed to be used in the fairgrounds, it should be considered on its merits and on the benefits that it brings to the county as a whole. That's what I think. That's what I think we're supposed to look at. That's just my opinion.
Oh, are you talking about 25? Are you talking about 26?
I'm talking about any time. I'm not.
What in particular are you talking about? The rodeo,
The rodeo was, well, in particular, the rodeo was denied use of the fairgrounds. I don't know why. I didn't get into them conversations, but it was denied the use of the fairgrounds, correct? I'm saying it shouldn't have been, at the beginning, it shouldn't have been denied. It should have been allowed in order to bring, they said, to use it as a tourism, to bring people to town. So this year, next year, 20 years from now, the fairgrounds should be utilized as much and as often as possible. For any use, any viable use that fits into the theme of the fairgrounds, whatever that might be.
well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the original reservations on that rodeo was that I believe they wanted to hold it in July, 2 weeks before, like roughly 2 weeks before our fair, which we also have a rodeo. And the fair board,
Well, not the fair board,
Huh?
not the fair board. Just as his extension.
well, Justin Youth and Extension felt that there would be a conflict there because, so people, because the date was before our fair, it would possibly take people in attendance away from the attendance of the fair event to attend that. And then also there would be, it was our fair. The fair is basically, we depend on people coming there and attending the event, and that's how the fair operates and runs. It's run by donations from a lot of the area businesses, and then also from whatever we can garner through ticket sales, et cetera. And if there's going to be a rodeo that's going to be 2 weeks before we hold the fair, that was our reasoning for asking that they hold off and have it sometime after our fair. I'm not sure that we flat out denied it.
You pushed it to a future meeting and then you denied it in August of 2024.
Right. Yes,
I'm pulling up the.
Say something.
absolutely, John.
So to address this, most people were here, to the county board meeting, and I presented about the issues at hand at 27 Doughty Road. Since then, I met with Bob and Joanne and Al Shoots and Mr. Ewer were there, to come up with a plan for that property out there. And, we came up with a plan that they, to protect the wetlands. That's kind of the biggest concern out there. And I told them that I would bring it back to the county board, said we came up with a plan. This is what we're gonna do to protect it. So they can have their event out there this year. And for next year, 2026, discuss to bring their event back to the fairgrounds. As of right now, as long as they're okay with it, I'll ask you since you're here, is that still the plan? Or is your plan changed? Like, you still wanna have 27 in Doughty with the plan we came up the other day?
I'd like to explore the options of the fairgrounds for 25. If
Okay.
we do this, these are, backed by, 50 to
Well,
75%.
so that's gonna, that's,
I
if
understand.
you guys wanna go ahead and do it, fine. The plan is set in stone right now, not set in stone, but the plan that I have, so the wetlands that were a concern out there will not be impacted. I offered my assistance and help. I will map them out for them. Put an exclusion fence around there. So we don't have to worry about anything there. And they can host their event there. So that was a plan. For now.
2 weeks after theirs.
The same dates?
Yes,
What were your dates?
July 26th.
It's the next agenda item. The Blue Hills Equestrian Pony Club has, their show that weekend. They're all here too. That could happen at the same time.
I guess I would have to ask, why do you feel a necessity to have it in July before our event?
Everything is booked. All my contracts were signed, my deposit or I gave the fair a chance to have it September 13th. I was denied also. And it's gonna happen no matter what. 2 weeks before you. Simple.
Then I'd have to ask you, why are you looking to come back to the fair when you originally, like John said, that you wanted to, that you agreed to have it at the Doughty Road?
Looking at the possibility.
The what?
Looking at the possibility to move it to the fairgrounds again. It's here.
Well, again, I don't think JYE is opposed to having this. However, I do feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do still feel that having that event prior to our event is not going to work. And plus, we also have another event that's looking at the same dates. Yes, Mr. Gorsinger.
Is there any way that the two events could coexist?
That's what I said. They're all in the room right now, so.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
This is not gonna be a rodeo. It's a bull riding event. Different. Bull riding, bulls and barrels, not a rodeo. You understand? Bulls and barrels. Your rodeo is different than this.
So you would not need any horse barns?
No,
Okay, so what Blue Hills Equestrian Club needs is all up there, all horse barns. Horse arena. All of this, and they mainly use this. They mainly use this camping area as well.
Didn't work.
So advertising, typically the fence is all full of fair sponsors a month before the fair. So
I don't know.
it could be a bit confusing having fair sponsors on there, but
What part of the fairgrounds are you looking at to utilize then for your bull riding event?
Features in the arena. And parking on the west side.
Is it a one-day event or there's no camping? Thoughts?
That's it. The agenda is it.
Well, it's
Or is it kind of-
entities utilize the fair.
There's no usage agreement, but I mean, you could fill one out. And then I'm just pulling up. You have to decide what you're gonna charge.
Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
So I haven't followed this a real lot, but my understanding of that they were denied the use of the fairgrounds, so they've been looking other places trying to do this. Kind of follow up on what Kurt said is, we as the county have spent hundreds of $1,000s upgrading our fairgrounds, making it a very beautiful place. It's very nice. A lot of things we've done are awesome. Why would we turn down any chance to gain revenue for anything in this county? Your little concern was the rodeo being 2 weeks before the fair. A little bit. But if there was 2 rodeos or 3 rodeos, 2 weeks apart in town,
Oh, it's not a rodeo.
well, okay, same bull riding, rodeo, whatever. I would go to both. I don't know why one would limit the other or where you're gonna go. If you're interested in that kind of thing, you're gonna go. So I guess I don't understand not allowing it. That's a huge revenue that this county would gain. And then you also said that most of the fair is supported by the businesses within the county. Well, like not allowing this to happen, you're taking money away from all the businesses in the county that would gain from all these people coming in. That's my opinion, is I don't understand why we would deny anybody usage unless it would trash the fairgrounds, and this won't happen. And bull riding is gonna take up the same space and do the same thing that the rodeo is gonna do. So I guess I don't understand that. And that's my opinion. Before you went.
I don't believe that actually, the bull riding event supports anyway. It was my understanding that all the proceeds that they make on that goes in their pocket. So I'm not sure. I understand the revenue from area businesses that might, that they might get, from people coming to the event or whatever, restaurants, gas stations, et cetera. But as far as, any revenue that the fairgrounds or the county would see from that, they take it all. That was my understanding.
Wondering how much.
Who do they rent the property from?
Pardon?
Who do they rent the property from?
The fairgrounds.
Get that revenue?
Well, the county gets that.
Counts towards fairgrounds, doesn't it?
Pardon?
It counts towards the fairgrounds, right?
Yeah, but I mean, how many thousands of dollars would, does this event bring in
First of all,
for the people?
it's nobody's business. Second, any other events that rents the fairground, you ask them for part of their revenue.
Other fairs require a percentage of sales. If you're in the fair and you've got a booth in the fair and you're selling as a vendor, that's how they get revenues. They don't have.
Well, in the past, this is the first time I think that we've probably run across something like that. So
Revenue generating. Instead of protecting.
I'm not saying it doesn't generate revenue, but I guess one concern would be that, where does all that revenue go?
Eventually gets cycled back in. It's not like they spend their money in the city. They live in the city, or the county, even from out of the county, they're actually local residents that spend their money locally.
Yes, sir.
Already pledged money to the sheriff's department, the fire department, and the Lions Club, which that money goes back into the county. Oh, it's not like they're keeping all the money to themselves. Their prerogative.
Well, okay, I get that, but what, do they contribute any money to the fair?
Part of it from other outside organizations.
What else do we have there? That's just a rodeo. We have our rodeo. We get ticket sales from that.
Derby.
Animal Derby. Yeah. We get ticket sales from all those. Yeah. We do have a revenue source from those other events.
So why wouldn't you work that out with them if they're gonna use the facility?
Well, that wasn't brought to the table. It First came to.
That would be up to your side, Brandon. In negotiation.
That's separate.
They shouldn't have to volunteer to give money away.
Yes.
I have a question. Oh, in light of that, like a wedding venue that would come, then would you be telling the wedding party that they have to give part of their money back because they're not contributing to the fairgrounds? Even though they're paying for the usage of it, but then you're saying, well, you're not giving us part of your money that.
Well, that's not an income producing event. It's just it's a social event for people that want to use it to have like a wedding. I don't understand your point there. They don't.
They're renting the facility to do what they want there.
But I mean, they're not charging people anything to come to the wedding.
So are you saying that there should only be not-for-profit events there?
No,
It sounds like.
you have a lot of, you have other events that actually, yeah.
Yeah, you can finish them.
No, go ahead.
Did we determine if the Blue Hills could coexist or not along with the rodeo or the bull riding?
We haven't yet.
Absolutely.
We feel we can. Have no problem.
That was my question. I mean, it's not that you, obviously you have an application in and you don't as of right now anyway. So
They haven't approved us either,
So we're trying to work, I mean, just like, whatever. I mean, the sheriff said it, I said it. I mean, I think we should be looking at all options of bringing people in. And it's only speculation that it could damage the fair. It's just speculation. You don't know. It's like, I'm not a horse person. We had one when I was a kid and I couldn't stand the dang thing. So that's just how it is. So yeah, you had feed all them steers and I think I'm gonna get money for one, I'm gonna eat one, and that horse did nothing but. I did, anyway, but people that go to rodeos, people that do that, that's what they do. I agree with the sheriff, they're gonna go to both. And the people that go to look at the animals, the junior fair and the animals, they're gonna still go to see the animals at the junior fair, and they're still gonna buy their corn dog, and they're still, that's what I think. I mean, you're not gonna not go to the junior fair, which is the main thing, is the kids showing their animals. People are not gonna not to skip that just because they went to watch the bull riding. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
I think that wasn't the concern. It was the concern that they would not attend. Yeah, John.
Okay, so talk all the money you want. I could really care less. The county fair is ran by the counties. They're the oversight for the fair. You see, so people know that. This is not like the fair is not a private event. It's ran by the county. Okay, they have the event at Dowdy Road or the fairgrounds, doesn't matter. They're still gonna make their pledge. The places they said they're gonna make their pledges to. They're still gonna have the people come in. Those people are still gonna go to the business. So literally, it's like tit for tat right now of where it's gonna be held. The event's gonna happen. People are gonna come if they come or not. But the fair is ran by the county. It is a public event. It is not a private event.
We understand that.
A lot of people
Then
don't.
stop,
A
like,
lot of people don't.
The frustrating thing is like, oh, it's gonna damage the fair. The county is looking out for its own fair.
I understand. That's the.
You know,
yes,
and
that's
this
the
event is
offensive
gonna
part
happen,
right
and
there.
I'm more than, like I said,
Protectionism.
I spent, I don't know how many hours last week meeting with them, meeting with other people to design a plan to come up, okay, you know what, for this year, let's push it out here. Let's do it out at this and look for 2026 to bring it back to the fairgrounds. So it wasn't a big fight. It wasn't a big whatever. Okay, they've had their advertisement up. The fair puts their advertisement up, I think, like the first week of July. Obviously a concern. Do we want to pack events right on top of each other? One, I mean, you got Mardi Gras, then you're gonna next weekend have, you got a Mardi Gras, a truck and tractor pull. The next week you're gonna have bull riding event, and 2 weeks after that, you're gonna have a fair. That's how it's gonna lay out no matter what, but it's just literally where's it gonna be held at? Okay, the event's gonna happen. So put aside this, well, money's gonna come in here, it's still gonna come here. Either the city's gonna get money for them leasing the property, or the county's gonna get money for them renting a couple spots on the fairground. That is literally, and we're talking maybe $1,000. That is literally what this argument is about right now. So they've already paid to have it out there, from what I understand. You pay for your lease out there. If you want to pay to rent it here too, that's up to
Better
you.
than that.
You
The
know,
difference that we were gonna pay to rent that parcel, we're gonna sponsor the rodeo.
and that's fine. You know. I'm not supposed to be, that's my two piece, like that's my 2 cents right there. Literally, it's an argument of where it's gonna be held at. The revenue's gonna come, the people are gonna come, they're gonna stay here, they're gonna spend money here. Which is, where's it gonna be held? That's where we're at. Everything else is like nonchalant. They, you know, like I said, they made their pledges to the Lions Club, Sheriff's Department, and the Fire Department. You know, their sponsors, all of that. It's literally between 2 locations. The whole money and fighting this, I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
It is.
So someone say, oh, my damage is gonna be business because or my business is gonna be damaged because they're gonna move it from the fairgrounds out to here. Wow, the people are still gonna come there. You know, so that's my 2 cents.
I wanna bring, again, it's, some local are gonna come for sure, cause it's a great event. Bull riding event will attract people from, that don't even know about Ladysmith. And we're gonna talk bull riding, rodeo, 2023, 4 bull riders on 2 nights. 2024, 3 bull riders on 1 night. I'm gonna bring 45 professional bull riders in 1 hour and a half. Again, we're willing to sponsor the rodeo. I don't think it can be on a sponsor, can we?
My idea is that this was not planned well before in the beginning.
It was not well planned.
Not this event, it was not planned well. If you're going to go decide one place, then you're gonna flip over to another place in a couple months. That's bad planning. How can your advertising be, we're holding it here, and now you gotta change your advertising, we're holding it there?
Facebook will take care of that.
It's not good business.
And what do you mean that you're sponsoring the rodeo? What, can you define? You
You don't understand what I just said?
said you're sponsoring the rodeo. Could you please just clarify that?
I was gonna pay for the parcel.
Obviously, if I asked the question, I didn't understand what you meant, so.
I was gonna pay for, we were gonna pay for the business. Our entity was gonna pay to rent the parcel. I'll use this to pay whatever this is gonna cost, what I'm gonna be charged, and the difference will go as a sponsorship for your rodeo.
Okay, so,
Well,
Gorsinger,
So I think when Mr. Runstrom, when he went through the events that were happening in Russ County, I think that's exactly what we want to have. I wish he would have kept on going with more weekends that things were happening in Russ County. That aside, we all know that there's gonna be a rodeo, John's right, and small little pocket wetlands aside, the Dougherty Road site is probably not the prime site to have a rodeo. I mean, should it happen there? It could. But it's probably not the prime site. I mean, the fairgrounds is prime site to have a bull riding event. That's the site where it should happen. Could it happen out there? I'm sure they'll figure out a way to make it work, and it will, but I said, wetlands aside, it's just not the prime spot. But anyway, inside the fairgrounds is the prime spot to have a bull riding event. That's it.
Christensen.
Thank you. Yeah, from my understanding, bull riding event came here, I think in June of last year to try to originally reserve the fairgrounds, and were asked by this committee to change dates to month after the fair, give or take. They came back and did that, so I guess I'd say they tried planning it out very well. Their hands kind of got tied by this committee, making them change their date, which they then did, but then still denying them after they made that requested change. I guess I'd also just caution a little bit. Heard statements here and at that denial meeting that there's a financial interest for the county in not having competition for their fair and their rodeo. Might be something you have to talk with corporate counsel about, but the county does have an ethics ordinance that sort of seems to be getting violated when you're allowing an opportunity to one group, which would be the fair board, that you're not allowing to anybody else. The use of that fairgrounds really needs to just be based on merits, not on financial consideration. I think you run into a lot of muddy water and a lot of gray areas that you probably don't want to. I do that. Thank you.
Yes.
Just real quick to clarify though, said it's not the fair board that's gonna gain this. Want that clear. Fair board gains nothing from this. We're a bunch of volunteers, just so you all know.
So are you guys required to pay for the use of the fairgrounds for the fair? Do you have to pay for the buildings and for the arenas?
They'd be paying themselves. The county would be paying themselves. Out of ours. The fair board doesn't own anything. We own nothing. We have no control of anything even.
Right, but
Fair board-
nobody's paying these usage fees.
Well, they'd be paying themselves.
But I'm
Businesses
just
don't pay
I'm just
themselves.
clarifying that
Businesses don't pay
nobody's
themselves
paying.
unless you're
for
doing
the-
tax. If you understand tax, then yes, they may have to do something in their taxes. I have no idea in their books what they do, so they might. I don't get into the county finances, so I have no idea.
The county paying itself to rent. the
Right.
property. And, the fair, you don't talk money back into it. The fair's put $81,000 in the last 2-3 years into that fairgrounds. So, yeah, the fair may not pay to rent the fairground, but I think we've done our due diligence by putting back into that grounds for stuff that anybody that comes and uses and rents gets to use. It's stuff that the fair took its revenue, put it back into the fairgrounds, and the county gets to decide, who gets to come and use it.
All of the fair money goes. to the
And all the fair money goes to the
Fair
fair.
can't do anything else. That's all they can do. All goes back to fairgrounds.
Anybody want to weigh in?
Well, originally, if I remember right, the issue was you had said we're worrying about disposable income, basically. And I don't know if that's correct or not. People are saying people are going to spend their money where they spend their money, but I'm not a horse person, and I've been to Cheyenne Frontier Days a couple of times, and that was pretty cool. But fairgrounds are nice, and I think the point about not harming the fair is well taken because of all of the upgrades that go out there. Other than that, I don't, and I'm not smart enough to figure this out. So just got 2 cents worth.
I guess I'd have to ask why the change of heart when you had a meeting and you discussed and you decided tentatively that you were going to have it at Dowdy Road, and all of a sudden want to bring it to the fairgrounds. I thought you were willing to.
Questions and you forgive me.
The answer is it's a much better facility. Parking, everything is set. The bleachers are there. It's a much better facility. It's really where it should be.
Why did you bring that up at the meeting when you decided to tentatively have it at the other site?
Questions at 2 meetings. The 2 meetings we were turned down. And you know damn well where I'm going. You even took me to my rodeo in Barron County, which had nothing to do with my application.
That's not answering my question.
The first site we wanted to do it was the fairground, will always be the fairgrounds. Now I turned around and we found another place. Now we're back here this morning trying to have it back at the fairgrounds. It will always be held at the fairground.
I guess just in regards to,
Agreement filled out,
in regards to low,
the usage agreement.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
If you want to have your event at the fairgrounds, they need to see that. And then they could take action on it.
Mr. Christensen,
Could her usage agreement from a couple months ago suffice? Have you had any in what you
No.
plan to use?
No, same thing.
Guess why would she have to do paperwork?
Where they did one a couple months ago. The one from last year for this year? That's what you're talking about?
I would think, yeah, that one in the
Um,
packet.
Well, okay, in the interest of time here, because this is kind of getting sidetracked, this matter is going back to the board regardless of what this committee decides. So if you want to send a recommendation to the board, that would be your prerogative, Mr. Chair, to call for a recommendation. Either way, this is back on the agenda at the end of March.
And then you need to decide what the charge is. I have the rates pulled up. So right now,
That's what I was just gonna ask. So were you planning on using the grandstands as your bleachers? Okay, so it would be, west parking, grandstands, vent arena. Missing one? Central area. Central area is part of the arena, correct?
yeah, so this area, and grandstand.
Is that correct? Okay. So that would be grandstand central area, 300 a day.
Yep, so $900 plus tax, unless you're tax exempt.
Does the Pony Club, you use the central arena at all? Would there be any conflict there? Just the north end?
Past the driveway, so we stay to the back. The horse barns, we have used around dairy barn, just the center of it for a barn dance and the horse arena. Oh, the campers the campers that are on the other side of the driveway, next to the horse barns.
Okay. Okay. So. See any conflicts there? One note just for both events is that 25th, that weekend is set. Hopefully it'll already be done, but the 25th is set to be buttoning up those new bathrooms. So you might see a little bit of construction, some stuff like that. Just as a note for each.
Not a problem.
As far as facilities, I guess that's all I have. Only questions I have for you. And Brett, you were the facilities manager. I haven't got to meet anybody here yet, I don't believe so. New coming in, so. Yeah.
Call for a watch. I got
That's it, yeah.
so I guess then, excuse me, I guess then what we'd be looking at is upon receipt
Is there
of
second?
the,
The June 24th.
Motion? So are you putting,
I'm just saying, upon receipt of a usage of submitted by the bull riding event. And then I would then say then should refer this back to the county board for them to make the final decision.
Make a motion. Send it to the county board. Yeah. their decision.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
There was. Can you read the motion?
So upon receipt of a new usage agreement, it will go back to the county board for them to make the final decision.
Okay, but you're not giving any recommendation?
That the county board make the
Okay.
decision.
Did you hear that?
Not the last part, no.
Okay, they want, upon receipt of a usage agreement, what I handed you, then it'll go back to county board for a decision.
I emailed that to you.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Voted on.
I did.
Okay.
Oh, second.
Yeah, I'm all in favor. So,
Lois made the motion, I seconded.
That.
Okay.
Yeah, that, yep. Mhm.
so Blue Hills.
Robin Trott here on behalf of. We would like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak again concerning the fairground. We'd also like to thank you for partnering with us for the past 15 years as we have grown and changed to meet the needs of our youth. First, we'd like to clarify who we are and what we represent. We are a 501c3 nonprofit youth organization in Ruff County that accommodates youth ages 4 to 25 years of age. I'm going to quote the USPC's mission statement and our core values from one of our teaching manuals. The United States Pony Clubs Incorporated develops character, leadership, confidence, sense of community, and unity through a program that teaches the care of horses and ponies, riding, and mounted sports. Our core values are horsemanship with respect to health care, nutrition, stable management, handling, and riding safely, correctly, and with confidence. Organized teamwork, including cooperation, communication, responsibility, leadership, mentoring, teaching, and fostering a supportive yet competitive environment. Respect for the horse and self through horsemanship, for land through land conservation, and for others through service and teamwork. Service by providing an opportunity for members, parents, and others to support the Pony Club program locally, regionally, and nationally through volunteerism. Education as an individual pace to achieve personal goals and expand knowledge through teaching others. Sportsmanship, stewardship, and leadership, horsemanship. Club seeks to uphold these values from a grassroots level here in Ross County, extending into surrounding counties as our membership continues to grow. Second, we would like to again ask for the use of the fairground facilities to accommodate camps, clinics, and shows. So our events encompass all of those things in each of our weeks. These events provide a learning opportunity, a competitive component, a fundraising opportunity, and a fun camp for our members. USPC provides the insurance for members and non-members at all of our events, which includes a $2 million liability policy, medical for all of our riders, dental, $300 per tooth, and $200,000 per horse, including death of the horse or harm to the horse. We have the fairgrounds listed on our policy as one of our permanent locations year-round for our members, whether we use it or not. We do pay a per event fee for non-members. We also open all of our events up to the public for fundraising purposes, publicity to our club, and most importantly, to provide the best opportunities for our youth development in social settings with horses. It's very strongly our belief that youth need positive adult role models, working with them and alongside them from many backgrounds and communities. This provides them with the tools to socially adjust to diverse situations and work environments to help them succeed as well-rounded citizens, not only here in Rusk County, but in the world beyond. Third, we also strongly understand the importance of accountability in maintaining the facilities. So we would like to propose that our club will sponsor the race barn and the open air barn monetarily and with community service to maintain these buildings, working with the committee to do so. We'll continue to clean and maintain the other buildings and the grounds that we use during our events. We also will continue donating items for use at the fairgrounds by a collective group that may need these items for events such as the fair, fun shows, for FFA activities. Thank you again for your time. As you consider partnering with us again for the 2025 year, please feel free to ask any questions that you may have. Thank you.
So your events they're 100% youth?
Events are 100% youth in the fact that we separate the youth. In the youth, they receive separate ribbons. We also open up to the public, the same as what the fairgrounds does. That's the fair, during the fair. There are open events and there are youth events. There's two separate activities and there's been separate. We put them in separate barns. The youth far outweighs the adult people that come, but like other gentlemen said, it's bringing revenue into our county. There's people that come from other states for events that camp here, they stay in the hotel, they buy food here, they pay the camping fees. We're generating revenue for our community that we've always been very proud of. We don't understand after 15 years why all of a sudden we've been targeted, our youth organization, that we have to pay fees and none of the other youth organizations fees. Unless I misunderstood, and they also have to pay the fees.
Well, it's been the policy that any youth organization would not have to pay fees, but you have adults as well.
That come fundraising activities the same as the 4-H has for green.
Don't they also compete in your whatever?
They do in their side of it, but the fair is also open and there's adults that come to the junior fair and compete also.
Yes, sir.
The aspect that seems to be the most troubling to the committee is that the adults are competing at this event. That is the club's fundraising mechanism. The club is about selling cookies to the public, which includes adults. If they can't sell cookies, and our product is we're selling an event that they can come compete in. That's all it is. They can't be members of the Pony Club. Simply inviting them to a fundraiser. They pay the club to participate in the fundraiser that we're doing, and they might want a ribbon. And to me, that's a whole lot of money they spend to win a $5 ribbon, but it makes their world go round. It's simply a fundraiser for the club. They're not part of the club. They can't be a part of the club. It's a youth organization.
You split your things so that you would have a fundraiser at one time and then the youth at another time. But
I mean, like two separate dates.
not to combine it. That's the problem.
For the youths. That's why we do it, is because we cannot afford to pay.
Youth would be free.
The youth,
But the fundraiser side wouldn't be then.
Oh,
It's not really a fundraiser, a youth organization. If you lose money trying to do it.
Policy though, have youth
I think
free.
the point that she made earlier was there's adults participating in the 4-H events in the open side of it, and that runs concurrently with the youth events at the fair, right?
same as with green and white days. I mean, paying when they have green and white days for the use of the facility to have their fundraiser, which is selling dinners. Are they paying for those facilities? Or is it, because they're a youth organization, but they're making money and there's adults coming and participating in eating that food. It is not just youth eating the food.
Right.
My question would just be if the insurance policy that you mentioned, do those adults competing fall under that insurance policy as well?
Sure, they could provide a certificate of insurance with the fairgrounds named. Sure.
And that's specific to a pony club member? I mean, what if I wanted to come and ride a horse, which I would never do, by the way, but your insurance covers me.
We pay a separate per day fee to cover non-members, adults or anybody that comes.
I just want to make sure we protect that entity in case somebody were to.
Charmaine has our certificate of insurance.
Yeah, but it is something like that. It doesn't clearly state that on there. So, you know, confirmation that the adults would be covered. So in the past, this group has never been charged because they're a youth organization. Well, now they have adults riding.
What do we charge? What do we say we're gonna charge them?
Well, the fee, if you charged a fee, it would be $1,050 a day. Times that by 4 days, it's those rates are ridiculous. So
2 events, that's $8.
Right. And I need clarification on your dates, because now you wanted to extend them. But we've asked youth organizations to come and volunteer, whatever. As Robin said, they are willing to do that. So as long as whoever participates is covered by insurance, there's no conflict with those. They do pay camping revenue. Last year was over $500 for one event. So it's not like you're allowing an event free that the county's not going to get anything out of. Sometimes you do that, and then, you know, we take a loss with utilities, garbage, whatever. But this group does, well, they're saying they're willing to volunteer, help maintain, and we do receive camping revenue. So as long as we get confirmation that everybody who rides is covered, I would think you'd be fine in both of those events, as long as she provides exactly what dates he needs.
So you're suggesting no fees, but rather we would get the camping fees and then their assistance with cleanup, whatever.
Yep, as Robin said. Mm-hmm.
In the past, we've fixed things in the barn. It's never been brought to a committee. Sometimes barns needed minor repairs or things added to them. In the one stall at the end of the race barn, it says that it's the 4-H stuff, but we were always the one who maintained fixing the tires on the wheelbarrows. We were the ones who hung up the hooks to hang. Otherwise, they just had all the equipment thrown in there, and we hung the hooks on the walls to hang all the manure forks and the shovels and all that. Daniel Leckleitner's memorial at the end, which that part is gone, the painting is still there, but when there were flowers and things there, when we would go to the fairgrounds, because back then we used it every week and twice a week, that we were up there to do our riding up there, and we would weed that flower bed and pick up and maintain. To this day, we still clean up after other groups that go into that concession stand area next to the arena. And it is disgusting, and we have never said anything about it. We just clean it, even though we don't make the mess. The garbage, the rotten food, things that are left in there, the dirt. We pick the rocks, we clean up the stuff, and no, nobody ever knew, I suppose, that we were doing those things.
What concession stand are you talking about?
Back by the horses.
Concession. It's off of the, here's the horse arena. It's the announcer booth right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the bottom of it, there's a concession stand where they sell.
Okay.
We would continue to do that because that's just who we are. We've always maintained as best that we could. The facilities that we use, we try to put things back better than they were is when we came there. We try to always that's just one of our policies is to always clean the stalls. Normally when we get there, we have to clean those stalls before we use them because other people have been in them and left manure there. So, yes, we do feel slightly offended that after all these years and all the time that we have put in up there, that now we feel we're being targeted. We have to pay when we do bring in the camping fees and that kind of revenue also for the use of what we. So yes, we would like to partner. Again, I'll say again, I have 2 horse facilities of my own. We don't have to use the fairgrounds. I can take all of that to my own farm and use that, but we've always been very proud to be partnering with the fairgrounds and the use of the fairgrounds to bring that revenue into our county. And it does give my own students, I have 47 students that ride at my farm. There's people that come from other states to show here at our, we're very proud of our fairground and we don't want to lose that. Because it does bring in a neutral, rather that my kids ride at my farm all the time to go someplace else, which we do go all over. My own children show all over the United States. So they meet a lot of people and it gives these kids, you know, a neutral place to show. I don't think that other people feel as happy to come to my barn and show against my kids where the fairground, that's a neutral place, you know. Yes, I have camp hookups at my barn, but both of them, I don't have as many. I surely don't have as many bathrooms, public bathroom. I don't have to go into my house. So, yes, there are nicer things at the fairgrounds, but the biggest thing is that it's part of our county. We're very proud of that.
So for your June 20th to 23 dates, you said you wanted to come in on Wednesday now?
So on Wednesday night, we extended it so that they have 2 days of a clinician coming first. So the camp is and the show combo is actually 4 days for each of them. So if the people can come in on Wednesday night, because the camp starts, you know, on Thursday morning now instead of Friday morning on both of our.
Okay, so, and then you initially had it leaving on Monday, but in your email, you said Sunday.
They always leave on Sunday, but we always extend for us to make sure we have everything cleaned until noon on Monday.
Okay.
Just to make sure that we go back through on Monday morning, and double check everything and make sure that there's no manure anywhere on the property. Not just the stalls, not just the arena. We check every piece of grass, everywhere that horses could have been or were or should have been or could not have been. We double check all of it. Garbage, that all the garbage we put in the dumpsters and everything is exactly clean.
So on this agreement, you'd be going from the 18th to the 23rd. And then this one would just be adding another date, the 23rd to the 28th.
We don't have a problem at all with the bulls and barrels being there at all. They're not even in the same spot, and I'm sure that our kids would be very happy to go over and watch that. And the adults, the night that they're there, we have a barn dance one of the nights. I'll wait till Sunday morning. So yeah, we have no issue with it.
Thank you. Jess, did you have something?
Just wanted to. And apparently that gets done. I lightened last year trying to understand the horse project at the fair. And how this works, because I don't get involved with shows. A lot of the equipment is hers personally. The kids at the fair to use, which is a big help for all the exhibitors, which are all the county and the city. This is a huge division here in this room, clearly. And any child exhibitor that's coming out to the shows at the fair does use her stuff in the horse area. So if they're in any of the shows, which helps all of those kids. The county doesn't own a lot of that stuff, and the horse project, which is the 4-H club, doesn't own that stuff. So it does help that we can Robin has her stuff there. It allows those kids to have that show.
Robin, you didn't check that you wanted to on this July one, but you do, right? All right. So those are your two agreements.
Okay.
Before you.
Can we sign them without having dates on it?
I have the originals with the corrected information on.
Blank sheet?
Excuse me.
They ask us to waive the fees. Make a motion to waive the fees
And approve the
and
agreement.
approve the agreements. Thank you, Charmaine.
Yeah. Second.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded to, excuse me, to approve the two agreements and to waive the fees. I just would like to say, Robin, thank you very much for your presentation. You were very clear and very concise. You outlined everything that you planned on doing. You gave us information regarding insurance. I mean, you really had all your bases covered, and we here, I mean, I think I can speak for the committee. We really appreciate your efforts in doing that. And I think you set a stellar example for anybody else that wants to come in and, you know, events at the fairgrounds. So that being said, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all.
Good job with the kids.
Committee members, you're always invited to go and watch some of these shows. I always go eat at them. They sell food, but fundraiser.
All of our food in the food booth is donation only. We don't charge.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I got somebody. Oh, yeah, Dave, I'm like at work. Nice and friends.
Yeah.
Good meeting. We go after.
So,
Have a good one.
bill report payment and invoices.
Thank you.
You, Mr. Gorsinger.
All the ones and first.
I get everybody reviewed them. Is there a motion to say the bills?
Make a motion to approve the
Second. Has been made and seconded to approve the bills. Any further
Fees in lieu
discussion?
of advertising.
All in favor of approving the bill signify by aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion carries. This meeting date.
Second, is that what I have?
Hang on.
Day after these.
It's usually that, yep.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. April 2nd.
No rest for the wicked.
Ah,
April 2nd. That being said, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Second.
That.
46.
Pat, do you guys have a my